real interest rate. So if you have any questions about mortgages, whether it's buying or refinancing or walking through some of the many loan programs, just get with Laura and get with me. I would love to answer any questions you have, and definitely no big heavy sale. We want to put your interest first. So I look forward to being here with you guys tonight. Thanks, Laura.
Absolutely. All right. And do we have Tiffany? Are you on? Oh, there you are, Tiffany. Hi. So we also have Tiffany Clem here with us, another one of our amazing sponsors, Endpoint Title. They do a fantastic job with us. They're a great partner. So just want to introduce her and let her say hello to everybody.
Hi, thanks, Laura. I really appreciate that. So,
are you unmuted, Tiffany?
I thought. Can you hear me now?
All right.
You might have to unmute me.
Oh, now I can hear you.
Okay. Thanks, Laura. So I'm Tiffany. I'm with Endpoint Closing, and we are a digital forward title and escrow company. And we have low flat fees, and we're going to save you some money and save you some time. So we love working with Laura and her team, and her clients are amazing. So I'm sure we're going to have a fun evening. And thanks again for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, we're going to do 2 drawings tonight with some door prizes. We'll do one now and one at the end. So you do have to be present to win. So incentive to stick around. But this is thank you to our sponsors for making these gifts possible. So I'm going to turn it over to Katie, and she will do a screen share to do the first drawing. On this one, okay. Always fun technical difficulties. Carlin, I like your apron. You're official. Oh, what is it? That's very true. And with wine.
I'm a huge apron fan. I wear aprons all the time. And when they have pockets, it's great because I always put my phone in my pockets. So
I always look for dresses that have pockets. It's one of my deciding factors.
I agree.
All right. We may have to, oh, we're just going to show it on the phone. We can't screen share it. Okay. Oh, we're spinning. Okay. We're up.
We're like the 18.
Can't even see that. Letty, is that what it landed on? Yay. Congratulations. We'll send you a gift card. All right, guys, without further ado, we're going to let Eddie get started with our chocolate martini. I'm so excited.
How's everyone doing this evening? I guess they're on mute. They're on mute. You guys are still talking around here. So, well, I want to thank Laura for inviting me tonight. We're going to have a lot of fun with cocktails and later on with desserts with my buddy Mike Leto. If you don't have one already, what I would always recommend is to get yourself a shaker. It looks just like this. And I know you've probably seen some that are 2 pieces, which is basically one that fits into the other. And you see a lot of professional bartenders use those, but for home use, I really like this. A couple of reasons. Number one, it's easier to operate because you don't need that other strainer. So it's one less piece you need. And not only that, you get to fit about 2 to 3 cocktails in one of these. So it's a little bit nicer. Another thing you may want to consider getting is one of these right here, it's a jigger. Get in with your friends. You can buy 3 of these on Amazon for about $10. They have measurements inside. And although when you're making bigger drinks or just simple drinks like a rum and coke or bourbon and ice, as somebody said that they made earlier today, you don't need this. But when you start making a little bit more complicated involved drinks, margaritas, whiskey sours, this is a lot of help because it's able to balance your cocktail. So it's not too sweet, not too sour. So these are the 2 first tools you should be buying. So, but tonight we're making a chocolate martini. And it's actually not just a chocolate martini, it's part of a family of cocktails that I like to call dessert cocktails. And we'll touch a little bit on that later. But first of all, let's get the chocolate martini. So how about everybody who's here, just kind of find a shape gather around. So, a shot of everyone. So you have your jiggers here. All right, so if you notice, we're only going to be using one measurement tonight. And these 3 martinis I'm going to be talking tonight are really fun because you don't have to remember a whole lot. So later on in the evening, that you've had a few, you don't have to remember. All you have to remember is one thing, 1.5. And if you look at this big part of the jigger, and you look inside, there's a line in there. Does everybody see that line? That is 1.5 ounces. So what we're going to start off with, 1.5 ounces of vodka.
Yes, we have a new guy.
And you can see, Laura doesn't mess around. She got a big bottle right here.
As long as it's not from Russia.
And when you pour your spirits or your liqueurs, you want to make sure you right at that line. So I'm going to get this vodka. We're going to pass it around here. Don't be afraid of vodka.
I just gotta.
Yeah.
Did you say that this one is the half? You need to unmute the button.
Oh, there you go. So what it is this is the 2 ounce. So if you go all the way to the top, this will be 2 ounces.
Okay.
On the inside is 1.5 ounces.
Gotcha.
On the flip side, you're going to have a full ounce going all the way to the top.
Gotcha.
And then you see 2 smaller lines down below. The first line underneath the top is going to be 3/4 ounce. And the line underneath that is going to be 1/2 ounce. I can't read it either. I just remember it from all the.
So we need 1.5 ounces.
1.5 ounces, please.
That's the
So that's
inside
that.
top line.
Yeah, so what you'll do is you turn around and you'll use that 1.5 ounce. The next thing we're going to use is we're going to use creme de coco, and for this recipe you can use your white. That's what we have right here, or you can use the dark creme de coco. I always recommend people getting the white, and that's because if you're going to make some other cocktails with this, you're going to still allow some of the color from the other liqueurs coming through. So again, it's 1.5 ounces.
Someone said we can't see what you're doing.
Oh, let's see here. I'm going to pour it up here then. We'll pour it up here next time.
Sugar in your mixer. What?
Here, you do the-
Sugar.
how much is this
This
one?
is a
1.5 ounces as well.
That's all the way
And
to
in your,
that one, right?
Mhm.
shaker, sorry, shaker. I meant shaker.
Yeah.
Shaker.
What was the liqueur? Did you say?
That's white creme de coco.
White.
Yeah, it's right there. It's all right there. Or it's not.
Oh, ounce and a half, or what are we at here?
1.5 ounces. Yeah, the nice thing about this recipe is that it's 1.5 ounces with every one of the ingredients that you use. So there's, once you remember one, you remember all of them. So. And last but not least, we're going to use heavy cream. Now, if you're lactose intolerant or you don't like to use heavy cream, you can always use almond milk. You can use soy milk, whatever it is that you like, you can go ahead and use it. It won't be as rich and delicious. So if you're doing it for calories sake, I would highly recommend you splurging one night for that. But for any other reason, you can also use coconut cream, the whole bit.
There we go. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I am using coconut cream.
Laura's using coconut cream, which is going to make it look really nice. Okay. So here's the heavy cream. Go ahead and use that.
Coconut cream might be- Oh, so this is 1.5 ounces also.
Yeah.
Yes, everything is going to be 1.5 ounces.
I'll have coconut.
And as soon as you get that in there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start icing your shakers. So if you'd like to bring your big shakers forward and pointing towards me, I'm going to. Let's see.
She's gonna do one of them. Yeah.
How much is this one supposed to be?
1.5 ounces. It's going to go in all 1.5 ounces. Ice.
What, should I pour this in here?
And then you need a teacher. Oh, you got it. Better if you take the lid off.
Oh, good enough.
What are you doing over there?
The other beds. Oh, did I get?
There you go.
Yeah, I'm good.
We need to take you up.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and cap our shakers just like this. Make sure both the second and third part of it is on. Now, a couple of things about doing the shaker is you always want to make sure that you have both hands on it, no one-handed shaking, especially with these. And you always want to make sure that you have a thumb on that very top part. I like to make a throwing motion or a motion that goes back and forth like a piston. So when you really want to shake hard, so everybody give it a good shake. All right.
And you throw it up and like.
I throw it up all the time, but then it goes all over the place. Want me to do it now?
Yeah.
Or does. All right. And so what you want to do is you want to make sure when you're pouring that you have your index finger. Oh, hold on a second. We're going to garnish it first. So a lot of people like to garnish a chocolate martini with syrup. And a lot of times I see a lot of people, let me close this real quick, doing this. That's fine if you're comfortable with doing that. But what I like to do is I like to hold the bottle of syrup steady and then turn the glass so that.
Trick looks prettier. Mhm.
And as soon as you do that, you're ready to pour.
So 1.5 vodka, 1.5 creme de cocoa, and 1.5. heavy whipped cream.
So pretty.
That's pretty easy.
And you want to be able to pour the drink right after your syrup gets put in. That way it freezes the syrup right where it is, at least for the time being. And I'm going to show you what it looks like right here.
Beautiful.
So I'm going to pass this syrup around and everybody's going to make their own signature design. And then we're going to cheers. And while they're doing that, this belongs to a family of cocktails called dessert cocktails, like what I said. So has anybody ever heard of a pink swirl or a grasshopper?
Grasshopper, we used to have one.
Okay, so the great thing about all these recipes is they only require 1.5 ounces of everything. So you're always going to have 1.5 ounces of heavy cream, and you're always going to have 1.5 ounces of white creme de cocoa. And where that went, I don't know, but the white creme de cocoa. And then to modify it, you're going to put in creme de noix, and creme de noix is an almond flavored liqueur that's made from the kernels of an apricot seed. So you eat the apricot, you have the seed, and inside the seed you have a kernel. And then you also have a grasshopper, and grasshopper is made with green creme de menthe. You also have a white creme de menthe, but I like the green creme de menthe because that neon green color is also really nice. So you can always make one of those. How is it? Does it taste good? You doing it for that's okay, Laura. It's your house. You can do whatever you like, Laura.
All right. Greg, you gotta stop eventually. This is too great.
How'd everybody's turn out? Let me see your very nice, excellent,
I did the spin.
very good. Did the spin Laura. Make sure you put an index finger on that second one. It may pop off. So there you go. So whenever you're pouring, you want to make sure that you have your finger on top of that second piece.
You learn, you do it
Just in
once, I think you'll figure it out real quick.
Yeah, exactly.
Plus you're good.
I do a lot of bachelorette parties, and believe me, there's always one that doesn't look good. Okay, you shaking? All right, everyone. We're gonna wait for these last two shakers, and we're gonna have a nice cheers. What are we gonna cheers to? What are we gonna cheers to? Interest rates, that's no fun. Just getting together and having nice cocktails. How about that?
Perfect.
All right, to health and friends, everyone.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, good. Cheers, 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 Mark.
In the shaker.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, that's really good.
That's not
That's really good.
offensive, is it?
Well, let me try
That's not
it.
offensive. It's pretty good. It's the first time I've ever made this.
We have coconut cream
We're
or.
going to the council. There you go.
All that same. Mine's actually strong.
Does anybody at home?
I think Sylvia's still talking.
Does anybody have any questions at home? No?
You pass the chocolate.
We're making.
I'm in decorating.
Who's on here? I'm with these guys.
Other.
Yeah, gotcha.
Now, if anybody would like the recipe to the 3 cocktails I mentioned, shoot an email to Laura and I will make sure that she gets a nice little graph and we have it all explained out for you. And we'll,
My biggest fan.
there you go. He wants the recipes.
That works. What are you looking for?
Good enough. There you go. Got your ice.
So you can email us the rest.
So just go ahead and email Laura and she'll be happy to send those to you. I'll make sure she gets them.
Did you give